everybody, Steve Stine here from GuitarZoom, and I had a request from a friend of mine to learn how to play Sweet Caroline for his band, and he's wondering about the harmonies and all that kind of stuff that some of the horn parts are doing. So I thought, what the heck, I would show you how I used to do this. I used to play in a band where we would do this song once in a while and rock it out a little bit more, but I would show you what some of the options are and see if they help you a little bit. And if you find that this video helps you, please do me a favor and like it and share it and subscribe. Okay, so first of all, let's just look at the chordal structure of this song because it's quite straightforward. What you're going to be doing is using a B major and an E major and an F major. And that's all you need for chords in this song. So if you think about the verse part, okay, after the intro when we go into the where to begin, right? So we're going... Okay, so it's just B, E, B, F sharp. And you can strum this any way you choose. You know, if you want more of a... That's fine, okay? So just that's what you're doing. Then you get to the pre-chorus, okay? The hands touching hands whole thing, right? So there what we're going to do is we're going to go from B to E, F sharp, E, and then F sharp again. Okay, then we go to the chorus. Now, I'm just going to show you the chords again, and then we're going to go through all the other octave stuff and all those other things that you could do with this, okay? So if you were just doing the chords, you'd have Sweet Caroline, we'd have B, E, Sweet Caroline, right? Okay, now to be honest, that's kind of the boring part though. The fun part of this is all the harmonies that you could do that are based off those horn sections. I'm not saying that I've got them perfect because it's just kind of an interpretation, but when we used to do this, we'd break the horn parts into 3 parts. There'd be a bass player and then 2 guitar players. And then we would just sort of play whatever as we went through this song. So let me show you what those parts are, and then you can decide which ones that you like best. That would fit whatever it is that you're interested in doing with this song. So if you were doing the low part, which we'll call the bass part, you'd have, this is the very beginning of the song now, you've got this. And what I'm playing is, I'm doing this in this position, you could do it wherever you want, but I'm playing 9 on the 6th string, and then 6 and 7 on the 5th string, so I'm going. And then the last time you're going to go. Okay, so you have. Okay, now it needs those other harmonies to make sense though, and as I go through this and show you all 3 of these harmony parts, if you were the only guitar player or there was only 1 guitar player and 1 bass player, you might want to readjust this a little bit to your ear by borrowing from one of these 3 harmonies as I show you them. So you might play the end of this and go, I don't really like how that sounds. Well, maybe you use part of the next one I'm going to show you as a bass part, and then you combine the 2nd and 3rd ones to make the guitar part, if that makes sense. So let me show you the 2nd part here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move up a 3rd. So we're going up to this note right here. We're going to the 7th fret of the 5th string, and we're going to play this. So I'm playing 7, 4, and 6. Okay, so that one we end with the 6, 4, 9, 8. And again, you can reposition this however you like on the guitar for your comfort and visualization, all that sort of thing. Okay, so that's the second guitar part, which is really, really important. Okay, and then we get to the third part, And the third part goes like this. Now I'm going to drop down to the 6th fret of the 4th string, and I'm playing 6, 3, 4. So I have... and then I'm sliding up to 6 and 4. Now, you could play these in other octaves, right? I mean, if you hear that horn part is an octave higher, it's okay to throw that whole thing up an octave and play it there. I'm just showing you how we used to play it. So those are the 3 harmonies, and when you play them together, they work out really great. If there's one part that you can't really do, then you, again, might want to sort of use your ear a little bit and try and combine one of these 3 parts together. And what I mean by that is let's say you only had a bass player and one guitar player. You might rather do the bass part going, but the end going, right? See, I'm borrowing the second harmony part. I'm borrowing the end of it and putting it on the bass part, because you might like that harmony better. You see, and then maybe you play the for the guitar part, you might be starting off with this second harmony. But when you get to you might want to borrow the harmony of the third one as the second one. So I hope that's not too confusing for you, but that's how you're going to have to play this to figure out what works best. The first one would work great if you had 2 guitar players and a bass player. But if you only had 1 guitar player and a bass player, you might have to, finagle that a little bit to figure out the best way to do it so it sounds good for your band. Okay, so now let's look at a couple other harmonies. Now, one of the harmonies that you hear is when we get into the chorus and we do the Sweet Caroline, there's that harmony right there. So you're going from B to E. Okay, so it's doing octaves on E, E flat, and then it's going down to the A flat or G sharp here, however you want to call that. That's what's happening, which works great if you have a second guitar player, right? Because the second guitar player is still playing that E, and you're doing... But if there's not a second guitar player, it's hard to leave to go to that A flat, and there's the E is being played by the bass player only. And again, you have to test that out in a real world situation and see what you think. What you could do if you're the only guitar player is you could just play the octave and then just go back to the E. So you have Sweet Caroline, and you could do that too. Or you could go and try and do some combination of chord or something like that. And again, that's entirely up to you. Okay, so then when you come out of that part, we keep going. I'm going to play that chorus again. Good times never felt so. Now there's another octave right there. You could do 9, 11, and 13, which sounds really great on its own. But there's another octave too. You could go down to 6 and do 6, 7, 9. Now they're triads. They're parts of chords. So you're playing what's called thirds, and I don't want to get real deep into that if you don't know what that is. But if you had 2 guitar players, one could play 6, 7, 9, and one could play 9, 11, 13, and it would sound wonderful. Okay, so that's what would happen at the end of that. If you don't have a second guitar player, you just have to choose which one you think sounds best, or don't do either one, right? And then the last part is when we get back, when we're leaving the chorus and going back to the verse, we're doing this part. Again, here's the chorus. Here it comes. Let's start all over. Right here. Then you're back again. So now I'm doing octaves. I'm going 9, 7, 6, 4, and then I'm back on my verse again. So hopefully that helps you a little bit on a really fun way to approach Sweet Caroline from a guitar player's perspective, but also from a real-world band perspective where you have to really think about how many people are in your band and how you want to approach this to make it sound the way your band wants it to sound. Sometimes you leave things out. Sometimes you have to readjust things a little bit. But those are all the parts. So take care. Stay positive. If you like this video, again, please do me a favor. Share it, like it, and certainly subscribe to the channel, and I'll have more stuff coming. So take care, stay positive, and have a great day.